Good evening and welcome to Newsbite. I'm Anne Clarke and making the headlines this week. May Yon awarded MBE, South African film crew talk about their plans here on Ireland, and we take a look at some of the activities from over the festive season. May Yon has been awarded in the New Year's Honours List for an MBE. The honour was awarded for her services to the island through voluntary work and her jobs both in the tourism sector and the teaching profession. Ivy has worked in the teaching profession for 18 years in the island's middle schools. For the last 10 years, she has been the tour guide of Napoleon's House, one of the island's most historic landmarks. Ivy gives tours through the house, giving them the history of every room. These tours can be for tourists, locals, and even school children, and so the tours have to be tailored for the different age groups. SAMS reporter Andrew Turner spoke to Ivy about her achievement.
How does it feel to be awarded with an MBE?
Very overwhelming and like I couldn't take it in at first because I didn't thought that somebody so humble like me would gain an award. Because what I do it not for fame and fortune, but because I love doing things, and keeping busy. And as for the girl guides and brownies and things, I always put the girls first. If they want something, then I put them first because that is the foremost, to encourage them to be good citizens for the rest of their lives.
Okay, so if we talk a little bit more about the background, you mostly work at Napoleon's House, and I know part of the award was for your services to tourism. What is it you normally do there, sort of day to day?
I take tourists through the house and I give them the history of each room, what happened in each room. I've been doing that for 10 years now.
And you mentioned a little bit earlier you worked with the Girl Guides, so how long were you with the guides for?
Well, I joined the brownies at 11 and I never stopped. I went through as a pack leader, and then I went into the guides. I was a patrol leader, I was the lieutenant, and then I became captain of them. And then that was in Sandy Bay. But when I came to Longwood, I started off with the brownies, and then came the rainbows, and so I worked with the rainbows. And at one stage, when we couldn't get leaders, I was working with rainbows, brownies, and guides.
Okay, now you were a teacher for a while as well.
Yes, I was a teacher. I started off with a nursery teacher, and then I went right through to the 11-year-olds, when they left middle school to go to a senior school.
There's one other thing I wanted to ask. When the governor sort of announced the award of the MBE, she mentioned that you'd done a lot to sort of help people when times were harder, particularly with raising their families and things.
You know something, I didn't have any children of my own. So when Kathy's parents said they could, I could adopt Kathy, then I took Kathy. And then a family member of mine was having her children so quick. And so this one here, which is not, I took her at 9 months old. And Kathy was 13 months old when I took her. I really adopt Kathy, but Charmaine, it took her to help, and then I sent her back home, but she didn't settle, so she came back to me, and she's been here now ever since. And she's married now with 2 children of her own, and live close by, out of the back there.
There's a lot of people that owe you a lot of things.
Well, I don't look for rewards. What I do it for the love of my heart.
As part of the biggest travel show for South African television, Leef Your Reis met Harry Pretorius. A film crew has been on island producing a documentary about St. Helena. SAMS caught up with the team to find out about the project.
We do a travel show on South African television. It's been going for 5 years now, and we try and make it as interesting as possible, go to weird and wonderful places and to promote tourism. And with me is my good friend and author, he's also a professor, he's my historic advisor,
or researcher,
and we're also very good friends. So we travel together. We've been to some other places before, and this is once in a lifetime experience in being here on one of the most remote places in the world.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about what the documentary on St. Helena is about?
The documentary is last year it was predicted that St. Helena is going to be one of the hot spots for travel. We also work together with a company called Sure Travel South Africa, and we said that St. Helena, people are now looking for alternative places to go on vacation and to explore, and that is why St. Helena was chosen, together with another island, obviously Kunda, which is also a part of this journey. So yes, we're very much interested in history, our past, like from the Boer people that was here, the
Zulu king that was interned here for 7 years.
And also the whole story about Napoleon, and you guys making a living on this beautiful island in the tropics, and even have beautiful coffee.
So how long are you on St. Helena for then?
We'll be staying until the 9th. We've got a 37-foot yacht that's on its way. It's about 400 nautical miles now from here, so it's making its way slowly towards St. Helena. So yeah, we're planning to be here until the 9th. Then just check that the boat and the yacht is fine, and then maybe leave either on the 9th or the 10th again onwards to Tristan da Cunha. Yeah.
Okay. So have you started filming already?
We've started filming on the RMS. Yes, we started our voyage. Our voyage actually started in Cape Town, where there's one of the oldest cannons still in operation at one of the most famous wineries. So we fired the cannon from there to announce our departure and our journey, and then it was onto the RMS, which was a beautiful trip. And
what an experience, I must say. I enjoyed the RMS.
Okay, so what do you think of the island so far?
We arrived yesterday and we are quite still in awe. It's like you walk back in time. It's like a time capsule. It's so funny for me, and so lovely to see you get still a video shop, not a DVD shop or a Blu-ray shop, or even in South Africa they don't even exist anymore.
Yeah.
But where you can take and rent out videos. The library and next door, it's so nice, a cassette or a tape, that you can still get a tape player with audio for with children's stories on. It's like from the 80s. So it's so beautiful. It gives you a feeling a little bit of like Stone Town in Zanzibar with it's just beautiful, and I still need to explore so much more of it.
So back to the documentary, when do you plan for it to be released?
This series is already starting in April next year. Not the first episode is on St. Helena.
This year.
This year, April this year. We are trying to keep this one. We always say in Afrikaans, we say hou die lekkerste vir laaste, keep the best for last.
Okay.
So we want this to be the very last episode. So this will be going out in the last week in June, and it's going to be 3 episodes all together back to back. It's repeated then 5-6 times during the week also. Later on it goes out onto DVD, and even people overseas can watch it internationally on a thing called Showmax, where they can buy or download the program. So this is the biggest travel show in South Africa.
Okay, so is there anything else you would like to add about the documentary, St. Helena, anything?
We would just like to get under the skin of the local people and get to know them and know their stories, because without the saints there's nothing. The saints make this place, and everybody's so friendly, and I just want to go sit in a pub and just talk to them and have a cold one with them. So that is what we're trying to capture at the end of the day, and that stories of the people living here also. I think St. Helena's got a beautiful future with regards to tourism. You sit with the biggest gem you ever can imagine.
Many family events have been hosted over the festive season in true St. Helenian style, from street parades to fun days. Saturday the 24th of December drew crowds to Jamestown to witness the traditional Christmas Eve parade. Although the proceedings to the bridge were later than expected, the annual event did not fail to bring in the festive mood. A small mob of Santas, elves and even a Grinch danced through the streets of Jamestown, accompanied by several decorated vehicles. The procession made its way to the Grand Parade before returning to the bridge, where dancing and music continued. The traditional Boxing Day celebrations took place at the bridge in Jamestown. Debbie Stroud was come here for the event and saw kids and grown-ups taking part in fun games and novelty sports. People stayed into the evening enjoying the fun and games and a few drinks in the bars around the bridge. Music was provided by Colin Peters and several food places were open, including the Saint Kebabbies. Live music this year took place at the Mill Yard. The music started with a short set of classics from Route 66, which was followed by a brief set from a new group featuring Christian Castell, Gareth Drabble, James Phantom and Barry Francis. The Big Easy ended up the night with their usual set. Well, that's it for this week's Newsbite. Tune in again next week when we'll be bringing you more of the island's top stories. I'm Anne Clarke and thank you for watching.